An educational philosophy called the responsive classroom is one of the driving educational forces at Londontown Elementary School in Centerville. In a responsive classroom, according to Principal Walter Mallory and others, students learn the 3 R's and a lot more.
The responsive classroom is a collection of best practices for working with children in a classroom.
It teaches us how to respect one another, how to care for one another, and create a caring community within the classroom.
It's based on the idea that appropriate behaviors and appropriate understandings of how to get along have to be learned, they have to be consciously taught, and they have to be practiced before kids can use them. It is also based on the idea that appropriate social behavior is intrinsically motivated.
The responsive classroom uses neither conventional rewards nor punishments. Appropriate behaviors are taught, practiced, and expected, but not rewarded in the traditional sense. Instead, making good choices is emphasized.
You're going to give them choices that respect their interest or respect their desires, but still make sure the learning goals are met. We want to develop children that are responsible, that can cooperate, that are empathetic, that care, because it's the right thing to do, as opposed to an external stimuli, an external reward.
Another innovative and successful component of the responsive classroom is student choice, both behavioral and academic.
So instead of me saying, so-and-so, you're being very noisy, please quiet down, saying to them, I'm not sure I like the choice you're making right now. And automatically the child should just think, I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing, I need to make a better choice. So it's all about choices, and it's actually about really making children responsible for the decisions that they make and the behaviors that occur during the school day. Austin, sir, if you continue to make that choice, I won't be able to have you as part of our discussion. Thank you, sir.
My mom can make
cake.
Cake. All right. Everybody have their idea still?
Academic choice is a little different. You want to give children a variety of choices, like, how would you like to show me that you've learned your vocabulary words this morning? Would you like to take a quiz? Would you like to write a story using the words? Or would you like to tell me what these words mean? Make a choice which one you want to do.
In the responsive classroom, choice is taught and students make choices within 5 behavioral skills or values. The first is cooperation, the ability to work with others. The second is assertion, the ability to stand up for a person or idea in a respectful manner. The third is responsibility, the ability to be accountable for one's actions. The fourth skill or value is empathy, the ability to understand the thoughts and feelings of others. The fifth is self-control, the ability to restrain one's impulses and emotion. In the area of academic choice, there are 3 broad categories. Single content choice involves offering a variety of learning activities that will lead to accomplishing a fairly broad goal. A second kind of choice is single topic. For example, everyone is reading the same book, but how each student chooses to show what they learned can be very different. The third kind of academic choice is multi-content choice. Students may work on one of several objectives at a time. Over the length of a unit, the student will work through 75% of the objectives by self-determining which objectives and in what order to proceed.
If children are taught and given opportunities to make choices, when the time comes for very important choices, they'll know how to think about choices, and they'll make their choices confidently and believe in their own choices.
1, 2, 3. Hello, camera people. All right, let's say hello to everybody. 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody.
And at Londontown, the lessons in academic and behavioral choice begin in kindergarten.
We begin every day with a class meeting where kindergartners just learn how to greet one another, shake hands, meet eye contact, get to know one another's names, so that they get to feel a sense of belonging. And it really has built a great self-esteem for each child, as well as everybody knows one another. They actually are very compassionate towards one another. And if there is a problem, they feel comfortable going to one another, says, I don't like what you have done, and they're They've learned how to listen to one another, again through our morning meetings, and how to communicate with one another. So they're more responsive if someone brings a problem to them. They're developing ways to solve their own problems.
I have 17 children in my class, and it's phenomenal the way that my kids really care about each other and really look out for the decisions that other people are making and the choices that their peers are making. It's interesting to see because they use the word choice and they use the word decision, and I really like the way that they've added those words into the vocabulary, and they really take ownership and responsibility for themselves.
The respect that children learn for one another fosters a respect for the classroom as well.
We don't have a lot of breakage. We have respect for everything in the classroom because they know it's theirs and they are responsible for it. So it leads to them taking pride into their own work because, again, it is theirs. They have a sense of belonging to it, so therefore they're going to use the materials the best way they know how.
Something that you have to tie in with that pride is you have to organize your classroom, and this is a responsive classroom thing, to organize the classroom so children can get around easily. So when a child needs a pencil, you don't get, "Mrs. Jones, I need a pencil." Guess what that does to instruction? It interrupts it, everybody turns around to see, child just goes up, walks back, gets a pencil, comes right back, nothing stops.
Bottom line, these improved social skills relate directly to increased learning.
One of the ways that you know whether the responsive classroom's social skills are affecting their achievement is you can walk into a classroom and see it. You walk into a classroom and the teacher says, "We need to get into your 5 groups and start on this task." And the children quietly go to their tables, and with a quiet buzz, they develop a leader, they cooperate, they get along, and they're getting the task done. And each child is respected and recognized, nobody is left out. Research has shown that group work is one of the most effective and best practices. It makes a difference. Kids learn in groups. And if you can make those groups effective, their achievement will increase.
And Principal Mallory emphasizes that the responsive classroom is by nature an inclusive classroom.
London Towne has one of the first schools in this part of the county to get involved with inclusion of special ed students, and it's become basically our philosophy, and not just for special education students. Increasingly, we look at a model that special services are provided in the classroom. So an LD child, a child with some emotional difficulties, a gifted child, a child whose first language is English and is in the process of acquiring English. All these kinds of things we feel are best provided in a regular classroom.
Several other Fairfax County schools, including Dogwood and the new McNair Elementary, are implementing the responsive classroom program. The principals at these schools have come to the same conclusion as Walt Mallory.
It looks like how to help teachers be that kind of teacher where yelling never happens in the classroom, where kids respect each other, where teachers and children respect each other, and where people are enjoying themselves, having fun, and learning.